So introduce yourself, tell us like who you are, what your role is on the team, major, like what year you are, that type of stuff.
Yo, I'm STM, that's my gamer tag, I'm Martin, and I am the captain of the Smash team. I've been playing for, oh my god, like 13 years or more actually, yeah, because my father got me into it really young.
My name is Austin, also known as Toast. I play Overwatch, and I've just recently started the IT program here at Keiser.
Hello, my name is Juan Hernandez. My name is Taimaki in game.
My name is Dylan. I'm a cyber forensics major. I play Valorant, Siege, and Halo.
My name's Connor. My in-game name is Stax. I'm the captain of the Rocket League team, and I also play Siege and Overwatch.
What's going on? My name is Osiris. My real name is Brandon. I major in criminal justice. I'm a sophomore. I also play Call of Duty for Keiser University. What can I say? I'm not a cook, but I enjoy food. I'm Sicilian, Puerto Rican, so all that good stuff hits different. Especially I can't do this, bro.
What is your experience cooking?
My experience cooking is TV dinners, let me think.
Hot Pockets in the air fryer.
Hot Pockets, oh, in the air.
In the air fryer.
MasterChef, Hell's Kitchen, Kitchen Nightmares, MasterChef Australia.
I bake actually, I don't cook. So, no, maybe I cook like, I can make some fish.
Canada, UK's terrible in terms of MasterChef. American MasterChef is terrible. That's my experience with cooking.
I'm a big fan of cooking chicken. Bake on the grill too, over the stove, like on a skillet. I can cook it pretty decently. And cooking's a big thing in my family. My family loves to cook, especially my grandma. She probably cooks 4 meals a day for everybody. And yeah, I help her out a lot with it, majority of the time.
What are some of the dishes that you guys are cooking?
It's a lot of mole and chicken, and definitely some rice, Spanish rice, and a lot of tortillas, like homemade tortillas is definitely a big thing there.
So you're actually pretty decently like experienced, like you're like the sous chef at home.
Yeah, a little bit.
All right. Have you ever cooked any meal like for like a group, large group of people, like
No.
your family?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Have you ever cooked a meal for like someone other than yourself?
No.
What is the, what?
I'm a college student. What do you want?
What is the nicest meal you've made yourself?
Nicest meals?
Yeah, that you made for yourself.
Chocolate chip pancakes.
Oh, when I'm home alone, like I can make pancakes. I can make pancakes.
You make yourself chocolate chip pancakes?
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty solid. What about like dinner type foods?
No. I don't cook.
No.
I don't cook.
No. What is your favorite type of cuisine?
Cuisine?
Yeah.
Alfredo? I don't know, chicken Alfredo. What do you want?
Ooh, I might have cooked some spaghetti, macaroni, a little bit of chicken Alfredo.
All right, just name 5 seasons for us that you think are like for spaghetti.
I have no clue. I don't cook.
Name the last vegetable you cut.
Last vegetable I cut? Myself, tomatoes.
Tomatoes?
Tomatoes.
What was that for?
Just eat the tomato raw. What? You just put salt on it, you're fine. What do you want?
What's the worst mistake you made in the kitchen?
Worst mistake I made in the kitchen was forget to turn off the oven.
I mean, probably just filling the water up too much in the pan, starts to boil a little bit. Underestimated the time. Started to overflow, tsunami. No.
So actually this year we had to do the Thanksgiving one, like my mom makes. And that was like the worst time of my life because I had to leave work. But what happened was I caught fire to all the food somehow because I put water in there and it went. That's my history. There's usually fires. I'm not good. That's why I bake. And now there's like a brown stain up there in my ceiling.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
One time my friend was like, hey, I bet you can't even make toast correctly. I'm like, I can. And so I live streamed it. But then I forgot about it. While I was making toast, I was like getting something to drink and I get my toast out and like I could have built like a skyscraper with those things.
Who do you think is the best chef in the team?
Maki. I'm going young boy Juan.
I'm gonna go with Connor. Connor for
You
sure.
think Connor's the best?
Yeah. Up to my knowledge, yeah.
What do you think is the worst?
Arctic.
Who's most likely to burn the house down?
Arctic.
On the team? Oh my god. Say Arctic? Oh, yeah, actually, yeah, I heard that interview. Yeah, I go to Arctic. Yeah, I heard that interview.
Brandon.
I agree. I like that.
I'm a pastry and culinary major. On the esports team, I'm a support for the league. I think baking and pastry is definitely more difficult than culinary is because it's more like specific. You have to be like with culinary, you can do like add things into your dish if you want like to add flavor and stuff. But with baking, you have to be more specific. It's like a lot of math involved too, so that's definitely difficult.
What advice do you think that you would give to like all of the players before they step into the kitchen?
Make sure you know like a recipe that you're doing and like read the directions well, because sometimes you can like easily mess up.
Do you have any like words of advice or like encouragement to give to the team?
Just try your best and you guys are gonna do great. Go Seahawks!
My name is Samantha Slechta. I'm an instructor here at Keiser University. This is my 12th year teaching. I'm also Keiser alumni, so kind of had an idea of what the students went through and have lived the last 12 years of my life improving on it and helping the students. So today with the esports team, we're going to make risotto, which is time consuming, so we'll challenge their stirring skills. We're also going to make a panzanella salad. We'll make a tiramisu for dessert. And oh, Keiser rolls. We made a lemon butter Keiser roll. I had Chef Timke come in to help us with that today as well.
Did you mention the chicken?
Oh, no, we didn't. Oh, yes. We also are hand breading our chicken to do a fried chicken, very similar to a chicken parmesan, except for we're gonna eat it without any cheese on top. We're gonna top our risotto with our fried chicken. It's a very ambitious menu, to be honest, for a bunch of people that have never cooked before, have very little cooking experience. So there's gonna be a lot of teaching moments, but that's what I'm really passionate about doing. All right, so the first thing we need to do is our Keiser rolls. So I had Chef Timke come in. We already made the dough and let it rise, punched it down. It takes a while to make bread from scratch. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna shape it all together. Hopefully we get them all to look the same. And then we're going to let them proof and bake. So it's definitely the first step we wanna do to get some fresh hot bread. 375 you said?
350, 370, in the convection, 350.
Yeah, we got convection. So 350?
Yeah.
Sounds good, thanks, Chef.
Hold on, I'm going to ask, like, how do you think they did so far?
How do I think they did so far? I think they did great. They're enthusiastic. You know, attitude is everything.
Yes.
And I'm sure they'll go home and practice and practice and practice, and they'll be master roll makers very soon.
I think the next time they tie their shoes, they're gonna think about you
Yes, they
and the
are.
Keiser rolls, to be honest.
They will.
But they're doing great. What's that?
Have they started pupils yet? Anybody look like they did that before?
I think the young man with the long hair and the beard, he was extra special, Jen.
Really?
They all did an outstanding
They
job.
all
It's hard
did
to
good.
pick favorites when they're all so good.
Moving on, we are going to put together a tiramisu. So putting together the tiramisu so that it comes together, it has some time to soften up. We have to do that first. So what we have to do is separate eggs, which is, you know, a challenge in itself, especially for some first timers. Nice work. So separate our eggs, we put together the eggs and the sugar and whip it up real till it's lighter and more pale in color. Add our heavy cream, whipped the heavy cream, mascarpone cheese, which most everybody got to try for the first time. We're gonna take the lady fingers and we're going to soak them in the coffee and then layer them kind of like a lasagna. I think they had a lot of fun doing that. The panzanella, quite easy. We're gonna rip apart the bread. You can also cut the bread to bite-sized pieces. It's real easy to break it apart as well. You want day-old bread. Today we're using a baguette that was made yesterday by the baking pastry program. We had these beautiful baguettes. They were fantastic yesterday. Left them out to dry out, so they're a little bit dry to soak up some more of that dressing. Oh, wow. Okay, hold on. Let's do a couple knife basics. So when you're holding your knife, you want to have a lot of control down here on the base. That's a good hold to put your thumb like this, or you can take your thumb and your finger and kind of pinch it like this. Okay, that's a traditional chef hold right there. The other thing is, so you're working on this part right here, right? Okay, and then the next part is utilizing it. You ever use a paper cutter before? Yes. Like a slicer? Okay, keep the tip on the board and just use that part of your knife. The other ingredients are quite simple. We have to chop up some red onions, slice them real thin actually, chop some tomatoes and cucumbers. So I was showing him actually, look how fast he's going too. And then we are going to put together the dressing. And the dressing is going to be a very simple red wine vinaigrette. It's red wine and olive oil with salt and pepper, and we have to agitate it. Lots of agitation to get it together and make that emulsion, which we have a good team of agitators. They agitate Coach all the time. So they did great making that dressing. So once all the ingredients are together in the bowl, we're going to dress it. But what we also added was some fresh basil leaves. So we took the basil leaves off of the stem, and that was a project in its own, and just lightly rip them apart, make them smaller pieces, and add that to the salad. We also will, in the end, top it with some Parmesan cheese. We're not gonna add it right now because it'll get real soggy with the dressing. So it's one of those garnishes at the end. Putting together this fried chicken, I'm showing everyone how to do the 3-stage breading process. So it starts with flour, and that flour is going to be seasoned. We seasoned it with salt, pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder to give it a lot of flavor. After the flour goes the egg mixture, and the third step is the breadcrumbs, which we also seasoned the breadcrumbs with some salt and pepper. So if you're doing it by yourself, you can do it two-handed. You do your wow, these are bigger breasts than I thought. Your dry hand, wet hand, layer. So you're layering it on. So you have the dry hand putting it in there, but then I'm gonna switch hands. Yeah. So I'm gonna take it out, and it's the wet hand, okay? I'm gonna take this with my wet hand, put it right into the dry breadcrumbs, and I'm gonna switch hands. Make sense? We're gonna work together as a team to bread these chicken breasts, get it done faster. And then the part that's really important is letting it sit. So we put it in the refrigerator so that those breadcrumbs wouldn't fall off. So it's gonna be in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes before we fry it. We're gonna do a deep fry. So when the rolls were proofed, basically double the size, they had that beautiful knot shape that everybody put together. What we did was we lightly brushed them with an egg wash. And then they go in the oven for 20 minutes, 10 minutes, and then we turn the pan in the oven. Look guys, they're not done for sure, but they're halfway done, so we're gonna turn them
That looks so good.
Can you smell that though?
Yeah.
Smell how good they smell? All right, so about 10 more minutes. When the rolls come out, we hit them with melted butter. We spread melted butter all over them with a pastry brush so that it soaked in all that butter and that deliciousness, and they came out fantastic. For risotto, we remember that risotto is just a method. It's not just the rice. Got to show everybody about the rice that we're using today is an arborio rice. It's a short grain rice. So what we're gonna do is flavor our risotto with some onions and garlic. So we're gonna start in a pan with onions and garlic and butter and let those sweat. So sweating's a lot different, and not everybody understands the concept of sweating. There's no color to your vegetables when you're sweating. So they should be, your onions and your garlic, just translucent and very fragrant smelling, and then they're ready. So it's only 1 to 2 minutes, and we'll see how they do. So I saw a lot of little burnt pieces of onion and some. Anyways, you know who I'm talking about? Okay, sorry, get back into character here. Onions and garlic in butter to start, and then sweat those down. And then the rice goes in and is coated and warmed up with the fat. Now, this is where we get to the step that's a little bit on the harder side, where we add the hot stock. So we're gonna add the hot stock 1 ladle at a time. That's the method of risotto. It's slow. Of course, you have to sit there and give it a good stir over and over again. You can't let it sit and boil by itself, otherwise it'll burn in the corners. Stir, 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 stir. Don't stop, you're going too slow. I think everybody's realizing that right about now.
Oh, I just saw fire. I just saw fire.
As they're stirring and getting burnt rice on the bottom and the corners, you have to really scrape the sides of the bowl or the sides of the pan and mix it really well. Once we get to the point of au sec, which means almost dry, everybody's looking in their pots, making sure there's no liquid left. We add another ladle of liquid. Did you smell it? You smell it? It smells amazing, right? Get it to start absorbing, and I put it back on the flame when I don't even really see any liquid because all the rice absorbed it. You're gonna keep doing that until it's the right consistency. So there's really not a certain amount that we're using. It's not a certain amount of ounces. It's when it's cooked properly. So everybody's gonna have to taste their risotto a few times to make sure that the rice is cooked properly. It's all the way done, not too done. We don't wanna make mush, but a nice creamy risotto. We finish it with Parmesan cheese, a little bit of salt, but not too much because the cheese is very salty. We add the cheese and then the butter as at the end as well. What that does is get the fat in there to make it creamy, loosen it up a little bit, but also coat the whole thing in fat so all your liquids don't evaporate while it's waiting to be eaten. Finally, the meat, yes. Finally, we get to the chicken, which is what everybody was waiting for, which is probably the easiest thing now. The hardest part is breading the chicken and getting that breading to stick. The easy part is we got to use the deep fryer. So under extreme supervision, we deep fried our chicken. And the great question is, when's it done, chef? When's it done? What was my answer? What's my answer, Brandon?
When it's nice, golden, like crisp.
It's done when it's 165 degrees, minimum. Well, each piece is a different shape and size, so we had to take the temperature of the pieces, making sure that they got to 165 or higher when they're in the fryer. And we put the first batch in the oven to keep them warm while the second batch was frying. So that was a good idea to keep it warm. And so our chicken was hot right when our risotto was finished. Our salad was already done and our dessert in the refrigerator. We did a really great job putting it all together. It all came out really, really well, surprisingly to most, but I wasn't surprised. I knew that they would do a good job. The salad was fantastic. We got to eat that along with our risotto. Our risotto was fantastic. The chicken was fried perfectly. We even had somebody smart enough to hit the chicken with a little bit of salt after it came out of the fryer. You always got to do that right when it's hot. So everything came out solid, and that tiramisu was fantastic. Especially for a bunch of people that have never tried these items, I thought that they did a fantastic job.